Hello and welcome back to another one of my Euro 2024 videos. I of course am the FPL Trade, and in this video I'm going to be revealing my team for Matchday 2. Now obviously Matchday 1 is still not done yet. We've still got 2 games left to play today, which is a bit good because I kind of am enjoying the 3, but today it is just 2. So I do actually have 3 plays left to play before Matchday 2, so could be a bit awkward because I've already made 2 transfers ahead of Matchday 2. Now I've decided I will not hit my limitless card and I will not activate my wild card either. So I've made 2 transfers already, so any more and I'm going to be taking hits. So fingers crossed there's no problems in tonight's games. But before I reveal obviously my Matchday 2 teams, let's look back on Matchday 1, which is still currently ongoing, and reveal how I got on. I mean, you can already see it on screen anyway, but let's go through it anyways. So then, as things stand with my team, I actually have 53 points currently going on, which is fair. That is not bad at all, considering I actually still have 3 players left to play, and I've been pretty lucky. So I don't have the likes of Lukaku and Kane, for example, and both of them have actually blanked, which has been really handy, and I still have Cristiano Ronaldo to play tonight. So fingers crossed that works out a treat. But anyways, we'll start off with my goalkeeping situation. So I've got Diego Costa playing tonight. He's got Czech Republic. Now, the reason being I've gone for him is just because, obviously, for Bruggen, I had him the other day. He conceded a goal, which has meant he's only come away with 4 points. He did make 6 saves, which meant he got 2 extra points there, which came away with 4 points. But to me, just wasn't quite enough, really. And I do think, Portugal can get a clean sheet against Czech Republic. Although there has been surprises already in the Euros. So I wouldn't be too shocked now if, in fact, he scores less. But I do think so far he still has a better chance than Bruggen on getting more than 4 points. So that is why I've gone for Costa in goal. With my back line then, so that's my back 4. Well, that is my back 4. So that has meant DeMarco has dropped to my bench. So DeMarco did start for me originally. He had Albania and I thought that was guaranteed on clean sheet. So I went for DeMarco. And then within, God knows, I can't remember the exact time now, but Albania scored the fastest ever goal in the Euros. And straight away wiped out my clean sheet. So there, straight away, I was like, oh my God, I've made a massive mistake there already. So it was the only time realistically I wanted an Italian defender, because obviously now they've got likes of Spain and Croatia. And the fact that they scored so quickly, yeah, that wasn't great. So yeah, awful start from Italian DeMarco there. So he shafted onto my bench and I brought Foes in to replace him. Now, I've got to say, I'm still a bit disappointed, even though he did come away with 5 points. So he actually did give me something. But I thought Belgium were going to walk this group, and they actually lost last night to Slovakia. I mean, don't know how. They were a bit unfortunate, to be fair. But either way, they lost. They conceded a sloppy goal, which meant, again, he lost his clean sheet, which meant he only had 2 points. But then, luckily, he did come away with 9 ball recoveries, which meant he got 3 extra bonus points there, which meant he came away with 5 points. So I'll definitely be taking that. Alongside him there, I've got Trent Alexander-Arnold. In the end, it was too good to turn down Trent. And, we all know how talented he is with his crosses and the fact that he's playing in midfield when he's obviously a defender. You just couldn't turn it down in the end. In the end, he came away with, 7 points, which you got to take. He got the clean sheet, which is great. He only lasted 69 minutes, which isn't great, I guess. But, 3 ball recoveries as well with that extra point. So 7 points there. I've got to be happy with that one there. Mitchelstaff, I think that's how you say his name. I've completely forgot his name now. Mitchelstaff, wherever it is. I've got to say, I'm disappointed with this one. So he came away with 3 points overall. Obviously, 2 for playing and 1 for 4 ball recoveries. If you watched that Germany-Scotland game, it was a hard watch if you're Scottish. But man, did Germany batter them. And the fact they got a lucky own goal, Scotland did, was so frustrating. So obviously that wipes away the clean sheet. And the fact that he's the cheapest player I've got and he starts for probably one of the best teams, one of the favourites, in fact, to win it, is unbelievable. So gutted that he only got 3 points, because he could quite easily come away with an 8-pointer there. But I'll just have to take those 3 points. And then lastly, that leaves me with Dumfries. Disappointed with this one and, I guess a bit relieved. So obviously I went for Dumfries ahead of Frimpong. That was one of my big headaches I had going into the Euros. I went with Dumfries. Frimpong did start on the bench in the end, so it was the correct decision. And Dumfries even played 90 minutes, even though Frimpong did come on. He got 1 point for 4 ball recoveries, but again, that was it really. And it was just disappointing that the Dutch did concede, really, especially because I was double Dutch in defence. So yeah, overall my defence, disappointing, but this is Euros, I guess. Then you look onto my midfield. I mean, not too bad to be fair, I've got to say. So I've got Saka, Wirtz, and Bernardo. I was going to say Bruno then. Bernardo Silva in my midfield. So that meant Shaqiri dropped to my bench, who didn't actually play a single minute against Hungary, which really did surprise me. So yeah, that was shocking. So got nothing from him. And then Modric only got 3 points against Romania. I mean, Ukraine were really disappointed in the end. As soon as Romania scored that goal, Ukraine just seemed to lose it. So in the end, he only got me 3 points. He got 1 for 3 ball recoveries. But yeah, I went for Modric as an outsider. I thought, oh, maybe his pace could do something. But again, yes, he's quick, but still, there's just no end product with him. You never know, something could change in the future. But yeah, I've dropped him on the bench as well. I mean, I could have kept him in and dropped one of the defenders who had 3 points. But yeah, in the end, it really didn't matter. It was between those 3 to go, obviously. But yeah, Modric is gone. He was disappointing, I'm afraid. But, you know, Saka, 6 points there. I mean, I've got to say, I'm actually disappointed with this one because I had Bellingham. I had Bellingham, and then right at the last second, I changed it to Saka. And obviously, Bellingham scored. Saka got the assist, but Bellingham scored. So, in the end, it was the wrong decision. But, you know, with Saka, I'm taking, you know, the assist, which meant I came away with, you know, 3 points there, 2 points for obviously appearances, and 1 point for that clean sheet. So I'm definitely taking those 6 pointers. And then I've got 20 points for Florian Wirtz. So this is the tournament we're saying this kid could really break out. I mean, he absolutely smashed it against the Scottish. Is it because Germany are too good or Scotland just that bad? We'll find out more in obviously the second game against Hungary, because Hungary are a good team. But yeah, overall, Wirtz, he only played 63 minutes. Obviously, he got taken off early because the game was already won at that point. He scored a goal which came with 5 points because that goal was outside the box. He got the clean sheet because he went off early before the goal. He even got a point for 3 ball recoveries. And obviously, I mentioned the point he got from outside the box. So, yeah, it meant he came away with 10 points. And I've had him down as captain. And I have not taken him off as captaincy this whole week so far, or should I say match day. You might be wondering why, because I've had Mbappe, Chiesa, any Dutch players, the English players. I could have, you know, made them captain instead, because I know a lot of people, and I've heard quite a few people say this, change your captain every day because this is the best time. You know, they're playing against the weakest teams now. Well, I'm telling you now, the weakest teams, what we've seen so far, have done really well. Belgium have lost their game. Italy just about beat Albania. So it's not like these weak teams are as weak as what we've made out. It's not like, well, I guess like the Premier League really. But yeah, I'm so far I'm glad. Now I can tell you now, I'm not taking him off captaincy either, even though Ronaldo's playing later on today. That is probably the big gamble, but I'm just going to lock in those 20 points that I've got, because obviously everybody else has swapped it, and everyone else has either got nothing now or they're relying on Ronaldo. So I may as well just keep those 20 points and at least have a captain that has actually returned. So really happy with him so far. And then that also leaves me with my strikers. So Kylian Mbappe is doubtful, unfortunately, against the Dutch. He broke his nose from headbutting the shoulder of the Austrian player. But up until that point, you know, I mean, it looked like he was going to blank anyway. The only annoying thing was when he walked back on the pitch to stop play, he got a yellow card, which meant instead of having 5 points, he had 4. But I guess he's so highly owned, does it really matter? So yeah, he did blank, which obviously a lot of people would have captained, but he did actually get, I say blanked, he did get an assist. He did get the assist for the goal, the own goal, which meant he did come away with 4 points overall. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I do think he probably will play against the Dutch. I mean, it's just a broken nose, really, so he should be fine. It sounds like he's just going to wear a protective mask. But yeah, 4 points for him. 5 points for Chiesa. I mean, I was actually really happy with it, to be fair, because, I mean, I watched the game against Albania. Obviously, he didn't score. He didn't get an assist. And he went off after 77 minutes. And he only got 2 ball recoveries. So I thought, oh, it's going to be like Barriella or something as man of the match, because that's what I would have gone for. But no, out of nowhere, they gave it to Chiesa. I mean, yeah, I thought he was all right, but in the first half, I thought he weren't in it at all. So the fact that he came away with those 3 points for player of the match, I've got to definitely take that, especially when the likes of Lukaku, like I've said, Harry Kane blanked. So for Chiesa to get those was definitely an added bonus. So yeah, 53 points overall, still got 3 players left to play. Overall, a pretty good start to be fair. I mean, it's been a good start to the Euros. A lot of, different goal scorers scoring, which is what we need really. It's so much better when it's different players scoring, because it makes you really think, who should I go for, rather than just everybody going for the same players. So then, let's look at my team ahead of match day 2. And starting us off in the goalkeepers. So I've gone for Verbruggen and obviously Costa. Obviously, it makes sense to not change your goalkeepers. What's the point? Now, Verbruggen's got the French. Not an easy fixture at all, to be honest, let's face it. It's really the battle for who's going to win the group. If Mbappe is out, I guess it's a bonus for the Dutch. But, the French are that good. They've got the likes of Griezmann up front. Thuram, Dembele, they're such a threat. Do they need Mbappe to score? Not really. So, yeah, am I confident he's going to get a clean sheet? No, I'm not at all, to be honest. But I'm more confident about Costa getting one against Turkey. Obviously, that could all change tonight, depending on what their score is. But yeah, those are my 2 goalkeepers. There's no chance in how I was going to make any transfers there. So defenders-wise, as you can see then, I mean, you can already see them on the bench anyway. So back 4 that I've got currently starting is Dumfries, Guardiola, who's come into my team for DeMarco, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Middlestat. Now, obviously, Fozy's on the bench just because, his fixture is the last one to play it out of the lot of them, which makes sense, right? So, yeah, that is my back line. Now, obviously, Dumfries, tough finish against the French. Do I think he's getting a clean sheet there? No, I don't. I'm more reliant on whether he's going to get an assist or even a goal. That would help me massively. But, yeah, in terms of a clean sheet, probably not going to happen. And he's the most likely guy to get substituted in this game week, or match day, should I say. Guardiola's come in for DeMarco, so DeMarco's obviously got a much tougher fixture. He's obviously going up against the Spanish, whereas Guardiola, though he's got Albania, much easier fixture, and they've got to win this. They've really got to win this, or else they're pretty much out already, Croatia. So it's a massive game. I've gone for this guy because obviously we've seen at Man City how good he is, so it just makes sense to go for him. So yeah, I've put him in my team alongside obviously Trent, who's obviously plays in midfield for England. Got Denmark, it makes sense, you never know what could happen, but yeah, it's an easy decision, that one. Will he get an assist this time or even a goal? We'll see, but yeah, confident that he can even get a clean sheet, but you never know. It's a tough group England have got overall, and Middlestat, Hungary, that is actually a tougher game. We'll see how good the Germans are against Hungary, but yeah, am I confident he can get a clean sheet? To be honest, not as much, if I'm being honest, so it'll be really interesting to see how they do. And then last of all, is obviously Fozy, who's currently on the bench. He has got the likes of Romania, who looked really good in that game against Ukraine. So am I confident that he can get a clean sheet? Not really, because look at that Belgian defence the other day. It looked bad. It did not look great. The fact that they've not got Courtois in that goal is a massive difference. I think if he was in goal, he would have saved that shot the other day, but he's not. And yeah, Belgium look quite weak at the back, so not confident with him at all. But he's cheap, he starts. I had to have him in my team. So midfielder wise, then I've got Saka, Wirtz, Mudryk, and Stancio, and obviously Bernardo Silva. So Stancio's come into my team. He's on the bench because he's playing later on in the week. That meant I decided to get rid of Shaqiri early. Now, could he have started in the next game for Switzerland? Yeah, he probably could have. Is it worth holding out for it? No, not really. So I decided to get rid of him. Start a guy in a team that, to be fair, I mean, I know he scored. That could be like, oh, he scored, that's why I've gone for him. But that's not the reason as well. Because Romania looked really good against Ukraine, to be fair. And yes, they've got Belgium. But like I've just said with foes, their defence looked pretty weak. Romania's attack looked pretty decent. And he looked very good. So he's definitely somebody I've got my eye on. And I figured, you know what, rather than hold off from him for the final game, stuff it. Belgium's defence don't look great. Bring him in. Let's see what can happen. So he's on there. You never know what could happen. And obviously Bernardo Silva is also on the bench for now. But we'll see what happens with him. Hopefully he don't get injured tonight. It's always a worry. But Turkey's a nice fixture for Portugal. And then obviously you got Saka, who's got Denmark. It's a nice fixture. Will he start? I think he will. personally. But it's a tough game. You know, we do struggle against the Danish at times recently, so we'll see how that goes. Werser currently down as captain as well, just because obviously it's the first game week of it's the first game of match day 2. I keep getting confused game weeks and match days here, but yeah, first game of match day 2. So obviously he's going to be my captain. Great performance last time. Tougher game should I say this week, but we'll see how that goes. And Mudryk starting for me against Slovakia. It's a big game for obviously Ukraine. They've got to win. I've got confidence that Mudryk is going to be starting. He played 90 minutes against Romania. He'll play 90 minutes, I'm sure. It's obviously Slovakia. We'll see how it goes. Big game for him. Obviously, he's been one of my gambles to bring in. Didn't work out in the first match day. Hopefully, it works out in the second one. And so that leaves me my front three, and that does mean it's the same front three. Again, hopefully Ronaldo doesn't get injured tonight, which makes it a lot more difficult for me, because obviously Mbappe's got the broken nose. We still don't know whether he'll play or not in matchday 2, but I'm not going to get rid of him because you never know. It's a broken nose, it's not a broken leg, so there's a good chance he'll play. And like I said, Ronaldo, hopefully he don't get injured, because Turkey's next, and then after that it's Georgia, so I don't want to get rid of him at all. And Chiesa, I've got to keep him for now, just because obviously I've made the 2 transfers and I don't fancy taking any hits, if I'm being honest. He's got Spain, who looked really good the other day, to be fair. Spain did, so that is a major concern. They did absolutely alienate, or annihilate should I say, Croatia, so that is a slight worry, but you never know. Chiesa is a great player. Spain, I do think they'll be on the front foot, which is probably more in favour for Chiesa, because they're going to go on the counter, and obviously his pace and that is unbelievable, so you never know, that could work out a real treat. So that is going into my team for match day 2. I'm pretty confident about it. There won't be any changes unless there's a serious injury in tonight's game for Portugal, but apart from that, or if we find out Mbappe's out for the rest of the tournament, but yeah, apart from that, team, it's not too bad, I guess. I think the fact that all these other players blanked is making it look better than it is. If obviously the likes of Lukaku and Kane did score, I'll be very much reliant on Ronaldo tonight. But that didn't happen, so fingers crossed Ronaldo can, you know, smash it and put my rank even higher. But yeah, overall, decent start to the Euros. Fingers crossed it carries on into matchday 2. And that's it then for this video. That is how my team is going to be looking ahead of matchday 2. Let me know what you think of this team. Let me know how your team got on in matchday 1 and what you're doing for matchday 2. Are you hitting the limitless chip? Are you going for the wildcard? Are you just making transfers like I am? If you like this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you all on the next one.